It's strange how money can twist the people you thought you knew best. Family, the word itself should mean comfort, trust, and loyalty. But for me, it became the very thing that nearly destroyed my life. I grew up in what looked like a normal family from the outside. My parents weren't rich, but they worked hard, built a small business, and always told us kids, we may not leave you a fortune, but we'll leave you with values. There were 4 of us, my older brother, my 2 younger sisters, and me, the middle child. From the start, I noticed something my parents didn't see, the greed in my siblings' eyes whenever money was involved. If my father gave me a few extra dollars for helping him at the shop, my brother would sulk for days. If my mother praised me for good grades, my sisters whispered about how favorites got all the attention. Still, I convinced myself it was normal sibling rivalry. We were family. Families argue, but they love each other in the end. Right, I wish I could tell you that was true. The turning point came after my parents passed away, not suddenly, but within 2 years of each other. First my father, then my mother. I was devastated, but instead of grief uniting us, it became the spark that ignited a fire of betrayal. Suddenly, the question wasn't how do we heal, it was who gets what. My father's business, our family home, the savings account, everything they had worked for became nothing more than numbers and property to be fought over. My siblings didn't even wait for the funerals to pass before whispering about their shares. At first, I tried to keep peace. I told them, we'll figure this out fairly. Mum and Dad wanted us to stick together, but fairness wasn't in their vocabulary. Little did I know, this was just the beginning of a nightmare that would strip me of everything, my home, my family, my dignity. And yet, it was also the beginning of my revenge, because when greedy people show you who they are, all you have to do is wait, and they'll destroy themselves. In the weeks following my mother's funeral, the tone of every conversation with my siblings shifted. There was no warmth, no shared grief, just cold calculations disguised as family discussions. My older brother, Daniel, always carried himself like he was the natural leader. He insisted on handling all the paperwork related to our parents' estate. At first, I was relieved. I was still mourning, and the idea of digging through legal documents and bank statements felt overwhelming. But then I started noticing things. Documents went missing. Calls with the lawyer were forgotten. Meetings about dividing the estate somehow happened without me. One evening, I confronted him. Daniel, I haven't seen a single document since Mum passed. Why are you hiding everything? He smirked, that same smug look he wore when we were kids, and he stole my toys. Relax, he said. I'm just protecting the family's interests. You wouldn't understand the details. The details. That word clanged in my ears like a warning bell. Soon after, my sisters, Emily and Grace, started distancing themselves too. Whenever I tried to talk about dividing things fairly, they changed the subject. Or worse, they'd say, you know, Mom and Dad always worried about your finances. Maybe it would be better if Daniel managed things. You don't want to mess this up. At first, I thought maybe they were just scared or confused. But then the truth hit me like a slap. They weren't clueless. They were in on it. The 3 of them had formed an alliance against me. One afternoon, I arrived at the family home, the house I grew up in, only to find the locks changed. A stranger answered the door. This property is under new ownership, he told me. My stomach dropped. I called Daniel, furious. His voice on the phone was icy calm. Oh, that. Yeah, we sold it. The house was too much for one person to handle. Don't worry, you'll get your share. But I never did. When I demanded proof, Daniel accused me of being greedy and ungrateful. My sisters backed him up, painting me as the black sheep who only cared about money. The psychological warfare was brutal. At family gatherings, I was ignored. Old friends told me my siblings said I was unstable, even dangerous. Slowly, they turned everyone against me, extended relatives, family, friends, even neighbors who once adored my parents. I tried fighting back legally, but every lawyer I consulted gave me the same bitter news. Without proof, without documentation, which Daniel conveniently controlled, it would be an uphill battle. So there I was, standing in the ruins of everything my parents built, watching my own bloodline cut me out like a cancer. I lost not only the inheritance but the very idea of family. But here's the thing about betrayal. It doesn't kill you, it transforms you. And while my siblings celebrated their stolen victory, I quietly began to plan.